What's up, everybody? It's your boy Q Beans, and I would like to welcome y'all to another segment of Winning and Losing. So if you made it here, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Then go ahead and give me a round of applause. But on this show, we talk about sports, we talk about urban news, and we like to ask the audience, are we winning or are we losing? Or are they winning or are they losing, depending on the situation? Today I want to dive right in and talk about the first subject. The first subject we're going to talk about, we're not going to start off with sports today. We're going to start off with urban news. We're going to start off with the docks. So we all know the tariffs, that is a lot of uncertainty. One day, tariffs may be 80%. One day, tariffs might be 100%. Who knows? But our biggest importer is China. You got to look around, look in your house and see what exactly in your house is from China. Hell, this mic might be from China. This glass might be from China. Hell, this damn cup might be from China. Now, we were all feeling it before, but the first ship to arrive with those tariffs on it arrived today. And if you think we've been feeling the inflation, it hasn't happened yet. It is on the way. So how do y'all think about that particular topic? Are we winning or are we losing? Because if it's people out here going through it without the tariffs, we haven't felt it yet. And I do feel like things are about to get a lot worse. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know if in the comment section if you think we are winning and losing. Even with that, I do want to talk about, with the docks, if people stop buying because of the tariffs, because of inflation, everything is going to get backed up at the docks. And if everything gets backed up at the docks, then the truck drivers go without a job. So this country relies heavily on truck drivers, and they are the backbone of this country. Now, if we lay off thousands and thousands of truck drivers, how are we going to get our products? We need Amazon. We got FedEx. We got the people who deliver to Amazon, FedEx, UPS, USPS, and it's not a good look. It is not a good look. Also, I did want to dive into, being that we're talking about tariffs, the auto industry. So Trump met with the UK. And when he met with the UK recently, I think it was today actually. If it wasn't today, it was yesterday. He met with the UK, and when Trump met with the UK, they came to some sort of agreement as far as the auto industry goes and the tariffs. He stated that there wouldn't be any tariffs, or they wouldn't be that high on the UK's automobiles. Now, I need y'all to ask yourselves one question. What automobiles come from Great Britain or England? I'll wait. Okay, if you didn't get that, the only automobile company that ships to the United States is Rolls-Royce. Half of y'all watching this show don't have a Rolls-Royce. I know I don't got a Rolls-Royce. I want one. But the fact of the matter is, I don't got Rolls-Royce money. So it's becoming more evident that everything in this man's agenda is only for the rich. And we all are suffering for it. I talked about this on another segment. I said, today in today's time, it is becoming more difficult and more harder to cut on the news because we don't know what we're going to see. We don't know what's going to come on. It could be aliens. It could be a plane crash, and who knows what it is. But I don't like turning on the TV and seeing the rich getting richer. That's one thing we shouldn't have to worry about when turning on the news. Hell, the rich don't even watch the news. They have no reason to watch the news. So I want y'all to comment. Let me know if America is winning or losing on that subject. Personally, I do think we're losing, and we're going to keep losing if we have to deal with these tariffs. Hell, everybody I know has ordered something off of Shein or Temu, all those Chinese companies, and it is, they're cheap, they're effective, cost effective. But what happens when a Temu shirt costs as much as a Gucci shirt? Are you still gonna go with Temu? The next subject I want to talk about is Ron Hinton Jr. If you haven't been keeping up with that story, basically Ron was a father, and his son, he was running from the police. He was armed, so they say. But while he was running from the police gunned him down, and Ron felt the need to run over and kill the cop who murdered his son. He had a bond hearing today, or a trial hasn't started yet, but he had court today. And I had never, ever in my life seen this before. There were at least 20, 25, maybe even more police officers in the courtroom. Now, the weird part about this is when Ron's family tried to come in the courtroom, they weren't letting his family in the courtroom. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Now, how do you keep a man's family out of the courtroom? Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's looking like to me the privileged people, or not even privileged, mainstream society, they're getting away with murder. They're doing whatever they want, and I don't mean Ron. It's just another slap in the face by you guys not letting his family in the courtroom. Who let that happen? Why is it happening? Are we winning or are we losing? I feel like we're losing on this particular topic because why wouldn't you let a man's supporters in the courtroom? Are y'all not gonna let his family in when trial starts? When a jury of his peers, when they pick the jury, a lot of the time they want to know what ties do you have to the community. If you're a family man, if you are a Samaritan to your community, is that what's going to happen when trial starts? Are y'all not going to let his family in the courtroom? And on this particular subject, I did want to go over, talk a little bit more, or dive a little bit more into the subject. Ron, he has a lot of support. He has a lot of support. so much support that people have been putting money on his books, a lot of money. So much money that the jail had to tell people that it's too much money. You can't put but so much money on his books. I think it's like $200 every 14 days. People don't care. This man was trying to get vengeance for his son. Who else gonna get, who else is gonna avenge his son? I mean, you see, this is the problem with this country. We've been taking it. We've been taking it every year. We've been taking it for the last 50 years. But when you start to gun down our loved ones, when you start to gun down our kids, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And this particular topic is sad. Because me personally, I have a son, and I don't want to think about what I would do if the police gunned my son down. I really don't want to talk about it too much because it's getting me riled up. But when are y'all gonna stop? When are y'all gonna realize we're people like y'all? We're people with families. We're people who pay bills. Now, once upon a time, we weren't people, according to y'all, according to the country, according to the Europeans that brought us over here. Once upon a time, we were imports. Y'all remember, at one point, we weren't even considered to be a whole person. We were an import. So when they talk about immigrants, when they talk about people who came to this country illegal, we didn't come illegally. We came as products. We came as imports. When y'all made the Constitution, we were only a third of a person. People try to forget. But when you think about what our ancestors did or how they survived, it's really tragic. And I know we come from nothing, and we try to survive adversity. But come on, people, enough is enough. Nobody is speaking up for us. What are we going to do? And it's not just for African Americans. This is not just for Latinas neither. This is for all of Americans. White people, black people, Spanish people, Native Americans, Asians. When are we going to realize enough is enough? They can't keep taking from us. It's sad. It really is. It makes me want to think about it makes me think about the conditioning. It makes me think about the conditioning, because when they emancipated us, when we were able to gain freedom, or when they gave us freedom, they also gave us Jim Crow. And when they gave us Jim Crow, they were conditioning us. They were conditioning us to put us back in slavery. And that's what they're doing now. They're putting us in jail. They're putting us in prison. They are releasing drugs. And who do you think they're locking up for them? There was a show called Snowfall, and it told the story of the real Rick Ross. Not the rapper. The real Rick Ross. The CIA planted drugs in our neighborhoods. The neighborhoods that they're trying to integrate white people into now. They want it back. But once upon a time, they were our neighborhoods. And it messed up a lot of our people. It messed up a lot. It messed up a lot of our parents, uncles, aunts, mamas, sisters. It messed up a lot. We're scarred from that. So on that particular topic, enough is enough. And I want to say we are losing, but I don't want to keep losing. I don't. We're people. We're people just like the rest of everyone else. The next subject, we're going to talk about Pope Leo, the latest pope that has gone to Italy. We all know the last pope died, coincidentally, right after the vice president went over there, touched him. Who knows I don't know. A day later, he died, and now we have our new pope, Pope Leo. Now, this is a funny story because Pope Leo has descendants from Haiti. So Pope Leo, his descendants were black. His great, it doesn't even go that far back. But when asked about it, Pope Leo said he doesn't identify as being a black man. That's why I want y'all to think about that. He said he does not identify as a black man. Now, Pope Leo, we don't want to claim you if you don't want to be claimed. I'm going to repeat that. We don't want to claim you if you don't want to be claimed. My people, black people, when has the Pope ever did anything for us? Have even more than half of all black folks in the United States are Christians. When have y'all ever done anything for us? Some could say we're the most religious and most faithful Christians in the whole country. And we got a black pope now who says he doesn't identify as being black. You can't claim it when you want to claim it. You can't claim something when it's only beneficial for you. And I want to stop there because I know MAGA people are rolling over right now in their beds and they're saying, hell no, get this black, whatever he is, out of the church. Hey, it's too late. Y'all inducted him in. What y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? Black people, wake up. You made your bed, now you gotta lay in it. It's as simple as that. So, In that regard, I want to say we winning. That's a small victory for us because we don't never elect a pope. We didn't put that guy in the church. He's a guy from Chicago, but we didn't put him over there. The pope has never done anything for black folks. So if you don't want to be claimed, we not going to claim you. And it's just as simple as that. I think we winning in that situation. We're going to let MAGA handle that one. The next subject I want to talk about, and I know I spent a lot of the segment on talking about news. I do want to dive back into the playoffs. The playoffs, the excitement in the playoffs is coming in spurts. Steph Curry got hurt in game 1 going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He did not play game 2. This has been a hell of a playoffs for Julius Randle. Julius Randle has stepped up and he's showing why the Knicks should have never traded him. He is playing magnificent. Ant-Man, he didn't do so good. We almost thought he got hurt, but he came back in the game. He finished the game with 20 points, but I still think that was an underachievement for Anthony Edwards. The Minnesota Timberwolves won that game. We'll see what's in store for game 3. Earlier, who played? The Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers played the Pacers. The Pacers were up 2-0. And now they are up 2-1 because the Cleveland Cavaliers came in tonight and they showed us why they were the number 1 team in the league. They showed us, why they're the number 1 team in the league. And it's almost like, they want me to say better late than never. I'm not going to say that because y'all should have been showed up. Y'all should have been showed up, and I still can't tell of who's going to win this series. I know the Cavs have the better team. Garland was out last game. We'll see what happens. But in this particular series, my money is going on the Cavs, even though the Pacers are up. I do believe that Mitchell would come through. He will come through. Mitchell has had a hell of a series, but it still hasn't been enough. Even though the Cavs won tonight, I think they dubbed them. They beat them by 22. They beat the Pacers by 22. Donovan Mitchell had 43 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. Donovan Mitchell is showing us why he's Donovan Mitchell, why he's an all-star. Now, I know I'm a little bit late with this particular series, but I do want to talk about the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are up 2-0. The New York Knicks are up 2-0. 2-0. Second game, Porzingis got hurt. Now, the reason that is because of a guy called Jason Tatum. At one point, people were talking about him being the face of the league. I better not hear that never again. No one better not ever bring Jason Tatum's name up with being the face of the league ever again. The only thing they used to say is that he doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have the spunk. Well, now he doesn't have the talent because he does not show up when he needs to show up. So Jason Tatum, you need to show up. Right now you're missing and your face is on the milk carton. And who knows how this series is going to go because we can't even rely on you. On the other hand, Jalen Brunson, he's dealing with a partial injury. He's been doing his thing. Karl Anthony Towns, he's going to continue to show up every other game. But I got New York winning this. I really have New York winning this. Tatum is starting to show us why Jaylen Brown got MVP in the finals last year. So I got the New York Knicks winning this. Last but not least, I do want to talk about the late night game. The late night game tonight is OKC versus the Denver Nuggets. Right now, the score is 78-77. This has probably been the most interesting series in the whole playoffs. You got MVP, Joker, Nikola Jokic versus SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This is a hard one. I do know that the OKC, the Thunder, them boys are a lot taller than the Denver Nuggets besides Joker. They got Chet. They got they got Chet. They got Hartenstein. And they got Jalen Williams. And SGA is a beast. So in this particular series, it's hard. But I got the OKC Thunder. OKC Thunder. I said okay. Yeah, the OKC Thunder winning this series and making it to the finals. But what I want to leave everybody with is it don't matter how much you're down. A lot of people give up. A lot of people think that since they're down, they can just give up. They got the right to give up. They start feeling sorry for themselves. But of course you're supposed to lose if you don't show up. I don't give a damn if you're down 80, if the score is 80-13, you still show up. You might go to work, might be an employee who's hating on you. You might go to the club, you might got your friend hating on you, but you still gotta show up. When you show up, it makes other people confused. They wish they had that instinct. They wish they had the guts you have. They wish they had the X factor that you have just because you showed up. Just because you never stopped trying. We all got something we're fighting for. And there are people, there are things, there's legislation that are meant to keep us down. But are you going to let it keep you down? Just because you're losing, are you just going to sit there and take it? Or are you going to show them that you're capable of winning? That's how I want to end today's show. I'll talk to y'all next segment. And that's how we're going to end the show.